Hi.
Hi. What an awkward opening. Okay, today we're breaking down aerodynamics. So let's start from the top. So this is the beginning, right? We have the atmosphere, which is strings, and the strings themselves are a preset from Flex, essential strings. And let's see. They have literally just a low pass on them. And then if we go down, we have this Reese. Ew. The Reese, it's just like, it's pretty simple. It has this waveform instead of another saw wave, and this one doesn't have any unison on it. It has bit crush. This filter is to make it actually Reese, and then it has compression over it. I don't think it has anything on its track itself. Maybe, okay, I lied. There's this pitch shifter. A lot of the channels have a pitch shifter because there's one section where everything like dives down a little bit. It has another low pass, and it has a wave shaper. Whoops. Okay. We have the beloved Nullscape motif. Woohoo.
Still don't know how I came up with that thing.
Was low-key genius, dude. And then we have the beloved break. We use slice X and this break. It normally sounds like this. Sorry, it's gonna be quiet. Never mind. Okay, that's what normally sounds right. But 14,000 effects. So we have a compressor, sound goodizer. We have wave shaper, which makes it crunchier. Wait, no, I think sound goodizer is the one that makes it crunchier when the rest of the effects come into play. You can't really notice a difference with just these two though. We cut the lows with using this and take like the teeniest amount of high mid. We just I don't know what the purpose of these two EQs. Like they're literally the
I
same
don't
thing, dude.
know.
They're the same thing. What? Okay, well not the same thing. There's just no point in this EQ. We have fresh air for mid and high end, just a little bit. Very goated free plugin, by the way. And then we have distortion. We also have a low pass on it. And in the beginning, it like gradually fades in using this. It also gradually distorts, but it's not really too noticeable. And then in the beginning, we have a reverse kick leading into this fill. We also cut every element. This fill, let's see. Okay, so it normally sounds like this. I just, whoops. Okay.
Wrong track.
Yeah, wrong. So it has distortion on it. Okay, wait, sorry. This is what it normally sounds like. It has distortion a little bit. This thing controls how distorted it actually is. Compressor, sound goodizer, not. Another compressor, OTT my beloved. And then mid and high end using fresh air. And then an EQ taking out lows and a little bit of this frequency. It's like, it was just to get rid of like harsh high end, I guess, because the distortion and the compression adds up. And then it makes it sound very like harsh. And then this fill and this break actually share the same track. And moving on to the drop itself, you might notice it's very punchy. The trick is low-key, like, we just sidechained everything. Like, it's not punchy without it, I can't lie. But also, this kick contributes a lot. So, that was very nice. aside from that, nothing really changes. Oh wait, whoops, I completely forgot this pad. We have this preset, digital made, sound design genius, sound
Did I
design.
make this?
Yeah, I think. I don't. In the initial
on
idea, you sent to me, this was there. Okay. Anyways, what it normally sounds like this. So we have compression, OTT, my beloved. You smack it on anything, it just sounds better.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
we
our
have
secret.
Supermassive, very good like reverb delay plugin. It's also free. We have a low pass. We have the pitch shifter. If you remember earlier, there's this one part where everything goes down a little bit, so that's what that's for. I'll bring it up again when that part comes. And then we have a convolver with this dry knob tuned all the way down, which is what gives it its like washed out sound. And that's the leading atmosphere in the drop. Moving on to the second half of the drop, we have two new elements, piano, and this thing that you can't hear for some reason. I think... So this piano comes from a contact library called Noir. This is the greatest piano plugin, bro. I love this thing. Anyways, the piano itself has a OTT with a lot of depth and a convolver. This preset is very good. You can find it here, here, here. I love this
The
preset.
OTT is actually like on 100% depth, so I'm pretty sure that's like to bring out the texture since it's layering with that crazy synth sort of sound.
Yeah,
For the
yeah,
leads.
that was. And then we cut the low end because we don't want our mix to be muddy. For the toy pluck, it was just another preset Digital had. This was not Digital's preset. Never mind. I got this from Splice.
Oh.
Wait, no,
The
not from
liar.
Splice. I don't even. Wait, I don't even know where I got this from. Okay. Anyways,
Mysterious preset.
yeah, it has a wave shaper, two EQs that I just didn't have. But these two EQs, if I had to assume, probably cut out the low.
It's a compressor and a
Oh.
ZL equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
Both are free, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then we have a low pass. These two plugins, I don't have them, and I'm pretty sure Digital used them in the project quite a bit. But I feel like it can be assumed that the equalizer just cut the lows and the compressor is just another OTT. Okay. Is there anything else? Oh, right. The Nullscape motif gradually fades into a like another atmosphere layer. So it's playing as an atmosphere here. It's not really noticeable, I don't think. But it fills a little bit of space, so it's nice. Also,
It
in the
makes it like an organ.
Yeah, kinda. In the second half, where the piano and toy pluck come in, we also added a high loop, hi-hat loop. And then for this thing, it's just the fill from before, this one. Except we chopped it. And we also use this snare instead of the one that's in the thing, so it fills this next part, like, it transitions into this part nicely. There's also a tape stop here. Yummy. The tape stop that was used is kilohertz. I need to find the drum bus, give me a second. Oh.
W organization.
No. Okay, it's here. Where is the tape stop, bro? Oh my. Is it just on the Amen? Yo, I'm gonna cry. Okay, anyways, there's a tape stop used here. It's kilohertz tape stop. It's free. It's goated. Kilohertz has a lot of free plugins, and well, that's one. Anyways.
Sometimes it also hides to ambush you at some point in your project, as you can see.
Yeah. There's a base slide here on Vital. There's this glide knob, which essentially controls how long it takes to glide between the two notes. So I just set the glide to a higher amount using this automation, and that's why these two notes like, okay, wow. So that's very cool. And in this next section, we have a new element once again, which is two new elements, which is this thingy that you can't hear, bro. Oh my.
Ah, this is a really nice Vital UI.
Okay, alright, we will be back. Oh my god. We're back. We have the lead, the cool. It's just a bunch of saw waves. This one, they all have unison. This one's an octave up. It has compression, distortion, reverb, chorus, and equalizer, cutting the lows. The lead itself has nothing. This was a thing, but then like it didn't sound very good, so we just manually sidechained everything using automations, which are these two. And then the other element we have is also this ARP thingy. It's I don't even know what these are called, bro. It's like weird saw waves. This thing has a slight glide on it, 0.05 seconds essentially. It has a sort of plucky thingy, compression, EQ, cutting lows, and a bit of highs, boosting a tiny bit of mid, and it has a downsample on it. And for this section, that's all there is, I think. Cool. Alright, moving on to the next section. The vocals. Woohoo! Yippee! So, in this section, we have three things to dissect. Obviously, the main one is the... So, this was made in Synth V, but this was before I realized Synth V was a plugin that you could use as an instrument, so I made it in a third-party plugin, like software. But this is what it normally sounds like using Synth V. You can use Synth V for free, I believe, and I think there is a couple free voice banks, but it is mostly paid, I think. But this is what it sounds like normally. And we piled on a bunch of effects. First off, our beloved. We have a distortion, EQ cutting lows, bit crush, more distortion. This one's a little bit on. Boost, mid, and high using fresh air. And then the reverb, which is what ties everything together. And then the pitch shifter for that one fill. Moving on, we have a guitar. Whoops. So the guitar is Metal GTX, Digital's favorite.
Yes.
Uses it in like a borderline every project, I think.
I'm exposed.
Yeah. The guitar itself has a reverb that is automated over time. But the main thing that, the main thing that gives it the like electric guitar tone is the rig. It normally sounds like this without. So this thing is very important. It has Rockseeker. Very cool. Very nice plugin. I don't think it's free, regrettably, though. It also has another reverb. This reverb comes before the distortion, which adds for a nice resonance effect, I believe, and then this one comes after. This guitar is no longer muted. Very cool. We have cool drums. It was using a drum kit, a Studio Drummer, which is a library on Contact, if it would load any year now.
Yeah, Studio Drummer in ID it doesn't in here also
It's
took like 15 million years to load.
yeah. Okay, very. It's the session kit preset. This is also regrettably not free though. The effects on it. We have a wave shaper before the OTT. And then we boost mid and high using fresh air, and we cut a teeny bit of low. I don't think this EQ is actually noticeable. Not on my headphone software, at least. Software, not software. I can't notice it. Anyways, that's what ties this thing together though. But there is other elements like the Nullscape motif, the toy pluck at the top. And the toy pluck is also layered with the piano. And then there's also the strings from the beginning that you can't hear. There's also these hi-hats. Moving on to the second half, the Nullscape motif becomes an octave up. And we get the glorious hold to fly lead, bro. This is like hands down probably my favorite Nullscape sound. It's low-key angelic digital. So
Yep.
I don't exactly know how to break down this wavetable. I can't lie, it's kind of very complex. But these are the settings, and then these are the effects.
It was, by the way, it was like a random Vital preset I found for free online from like preset chair or whatever. Hold to fly, and it really does. You just hold it and it flies.
Very goated. The effects on the preset itself. Let's see. It has an EQ cutting lows and a wave shaper. In this section, there's also another okay. Almost missed all of these drums. So we have another break. We have hats, more hats, and then rides.
Oh, that ride sounds really clean.
It does. Also, I forgot to mention it, but this song does generally have like small transitions, like to help smooth out the transition between one part and another. The verse crashes in the crashes do wonders. I just cannot lie. Anyways, moving on to the next section, I believe. We have a nice little fill here. Wait, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Is there a guitar here somewhere? Oh wait, no. Okay, sorry, I'm driving. Anyways, in this next section, we have this thing to help smooth out the transition. You can't hear it for some reason, bro. You can like vaguely hear it, but then okay. Anyways, we also have this rhythm guitar that helps move things along. It's okay, well, it's a Contact library, electric sunburst. It has this thing on it, which makes it like very 4 on the floor. The thing itself, it has guitar rig on solo seeker, which adds a bit of distortion, you know. This is what it normally sounds like without all the effects. Wave shaper, cut lows, mid and high end with fresh air. I'm fighting voices right now. All right, let's move on. Nullscape motif. There isn't really anything new in this section besides like melodies, I suppose. We have the Nullscape motif layered with piano. We also have the new prison, the tornado, sine wave, weird thingy. Oh, we also have the bass fill, except this time I went up 2 octaves. Wait, not 2. Oh, I think I shifted the fill up 1 octave, so it is technically 2 octaves, but the difference between these two is only 1. Okay, that pitch shifter thing I've been talking about, right here, that adds a lot. Like, it only affects the bass here, I think. Yeah, but it adds a lot. And then in this next section, we have our beloved Metal GTX lead that you can't hear because... Okay, so this is going back into the sidechain thing, but the sidechains are very harsh, you know? It's like 0 to 100, and it's like pushed down as much as it can. So it goes quiet and then loud in like 1 instant, essentially. 1 instance. Okay. Oh, shoot, I forgot where it was. Like, okay, I was going over the lead. The lead itself is just Metal GTX. It's
the same thing as before,
yeah,
it's just using a sustain key switch.
Mm-hmm.
And it has, you know, all the reverb stuff turned up.
Yeah.
And a bit more volume since it's, you know, a lead instead of a rhythm guitar.
Mm-hmm. That's all for this part though. You have the rhythm guitar, metal lead, the Nullscape octave above. Bunch of drum stuff. The drums stay relatively the same throughout the entire song. It's just hi-hats, a pretty distorted amen, kick for punch, and then you have sidechain. Okay, so right here, everything goes up 1 note. Just to make it a little bit more interesting for the transition, we also have the re-slide again that you can't hear because... And then moving on to the art section. It's the same piano that I've been using for all the layers. Going over the stuff again, just in case. OTT convolver. Cutout loads. The only, like, I don't really know how to describe how this was written. It's kind of just like use a lot of chords, you know? And then we also have the strings, which uses session strings with, you know, I've been making music for like 5 years. I still don't know how to say that. Staccato.
That's about right to me.
Yeah. Pretty sure this has OTT and reverb on it. Close enough. It has compression, fresh air for mid and high end, reverb, and then cut lows. And then that's pretty much what makes up this part. It also has the bass guitar. And the Reese. Oh, by the way, this Reese has a automation on it that gradually changes throughout the song to make it harsh and then like less harsh. There's lighter drums in this. We don't have like any major punchy thingies, I suppose. It's just the top loop and that one soft break. Plus the kick. And this like snare. The snare itself has just an OTT on it. Also, the sidechain is weaker in this section. Like in these, you can see it goes 0 to 100. These goes like 50 to 100. Right, I forgot to turn the stuff back on for the So this is just like a restatement of like the initial drop, I suppose, except this time it's a little bit more hyped because there's more elements. We have the staccato strings. And then we also have another thing I made in SynthV. This one, I believe, doesn't have things like Bit Crush on it. I need to find it. 40? Okay. Yeah, this one... So it has OTT, distortion, only a little bit though. Cut out lows, mid and high end, the reverb, and then cut out lows again. Did I say cut high end here too? Whoops, just cut low end. The reason I cut low end after the reverb, by the way, is because reverb adds like tiny bits of low end. And then that gradually builds up over time, and that's no bueno. Anyways, moving on. We have one new element here, which is the beloved second aim and break. So, let's see. This is what it normally sounds like. We have this EQ, which cuts lows, cuts the harsh frequency. It boosts this frequency in specific. If I had to assume, it's probably because that's where like the snare is resonant to make it a little bit more punchy and cut through the mix a little bit better. We have distortion, just a little bit. Compressor, OTT, which is compressor. And then fresh air for mid and high end, again. And then we also have this, it's just a low pass filter. Me and Digital use it different. I like using this one more because you can control the resonance, but it's a little bit more annoying. And then besides that, there's nothing new in this part. There is new melodies using like Holtify still. We also have the art core strings on this section. And the rhythm guitar. And then moving on to the juicy part. So, this part has an ARP. It's literally just, it's a saw wave, EQ the lows, compress it. But I believe the real magic happens in the mixer. Reverb, wave shaper, supermassive, which is this is what's giving it its sound. And then cut off high end and cut off low end. Because this is more of a background thing, so just to fill space. And then we also have the Nullscape motif on like steroids. I didn't write this. I don't know how Digital thought of it. Do you have any insight for us, Digital?
I did. I don't. I. If I did, I straight up don't remember. I didn't even remember that I wrote this. Apparently, like, whoa, I wrote this? Really? That's crazy.
Okay, well, just looking at it, it's just the Nullscape motif, except there's just more notes added when there could be added. And it's a bit more rhythmic. Yeah, that sounds right.
Basically turning it into a solo.
Yeah. Alright, moving on to the next section though. That's what I'm talking about by the kilohertz pitch shift. This is a very nice transition. Moving on to the next section though, we have the ARP from the last time. but we also have this lead that doesn't play. Okay. So this lead is Metal GTX with a amp on it, same as last time. It's slightly different, I think. Yeah. You have a guitar rig. Why does it look like that?
I think this one is actually a custom, not preset, so I just put a few,
I see.
Amps, tube compressor, delay main.
We have Supermassive and the equalizer that's probably cutting lows. And we
the main thing that gives it its sound is the channel pitch automation, because Metal GTX is so goated you can do pitch bends with automation and it sounds good.
Yeah.
And the vibrato really sells it as like an actual guitar.
Yeah. Oops. This I'm not sure if I said already. This guitar is essentially just copying the choir melody. It deviates a little bit here, but for the most part, it's just copying it. Also, the bass is being slightly automated throughout this entire part. Just to add a little bit more. Because all the drums got cut here, and it was replaced with the fill, so it was just to match it a little bit better. We also have the reslide again. Right here, we have the chase lead, but it's played essentially as a lead. Okay. Okay. There we go. Moving on to this breakdown thing. There's not really anything to note here. It's just essentially what's it called? Restructuring.
Different arrangement.
Arrangement.
Just to give more variation with the things we already have established.
Pretty much. Nothing here is necessarily new. And none of the patterns themselves are really new either. It's really just using the past things to make another idea. But we have piano, toy plug, atmosphere, hold to fly my beloved, the chase lead, the tornado, new prison, Reese, then we have the drums. And of course, we also have the slight, another thing that might add is, these reverse chords. Which are literally just chords I play on the Noir piano, and then consolidate them, or export them, and then reverse them. They have OTT and reverb on them. And delay? I mean, this one doesn't have delay, but it's a nice thing to experiment with. Anyways. This is literally just the first drop copy and pasted.
I think that is for the loop.
For the loop, transitioning into the collapse. You have the rhythm guitar that you can't hear because we have a tape stop here right before the big thingy. We also have the reslide and the fill and the main break. A lot of drums and tape stop for the tension, and then it all blows up you know. So the main lead, the pads are the same as before. I think. Oh wait, no, this one's new. Let's see. Bet you can't hear it. So they're the same preset. This one's slightly edited, and if I it also doesn't have. Yeah, it doesn't have convolver on it, nor like OTT, so it has a little bit of compression and supermassive. So this one has a little bit more high end, and is less washed out. And then we have a piano. We have the hold to fly lead. We have this choir layer too that's layered with the piano, but I high-key don't have it. And I also don't actually notice a difference between when it's in and not in the song. But it probably added just a little bit more stuff. Because really, layering is how it sounds so full, I guess. But you also do need to be careful not to overlayer, otherwise then it just doesn't sound great.
Let me take a look at how it sounds on my end.
Oh, we have digital.
Oh, it's just nothing here either.
Oh, huh.
What?
Okay, well, okay, never mind. I guess this thing
So
just
I
doesn't.
have no idea what. So we just have no idea what this is. It's lost media.
It just doesn't exist. Searching for a choir that doesn't exist. We have a Reese. This part has the snare. It also has both breaks layered. I deliberately lowered the volume of all these breaks by, let's see, 15 decibels. Okay, wow. But also, I don't think I mentioned it, but this choppiness really adds to the punchiness when it's on the kicks. Like if I go back to the first drop here for a second. It does not sound that way if it's like full. So that's really useful.
Useful for breakcore.
Mm-hmm.
You do that a lot, even with doing chops and Slice X.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would suggest using Slice X for breaks instead, but like we weren't on the method at the time, or well, like we literally like. I don't know.
Honestly, whether I use it as Slice X or just do it in like the playlist is just what I'm feeling. It's kind of just random.
Okay, yeah. I would say Slice X is good if you plan on utilizing like pitch bends and like panning. But if you're just chopping it, then doing it on playlist would probably be okay. We have the chase lead here. By the way, every single melody was written by Digital. Any insight?
Listen to a lot of great music and copy what they do.
Yeah, that's the method. Oh, the hold to fly lead fades out here. Which helps smooths it out a little bit. And we also have this. Very nice melody. I don't actually know the names of the motifs, but I'm pretty sure this is just the babyface motif, but like...
Yes.
Yeah, with faster notes. A little bit more aggressive. A little bit silly.
Babyface motif, but it's like written by Camellia, basically.
Yeah, type shit. This piano is layered with the chase. This piano overall is just a transient layer to like add a little bit more like spice to whatever main sound is playing. We also have the Nullscape. Alright, I'm gonna pray that my mic didn't pick that up. We have...
I think.
Okay. The recording definitely will. Anyways, we have the Nullscape motif but an octave up. And then moving on to the next section because there's nothing really else of note. So we have the hold to fly lead. It's held out for a long time. We also have the ARP from before. And then we obviously have the kick. The sidechain is weaker here. It's just nicer, because I vaguely remember trying to use this sidechain instead of the softer one, and it felt a little bit too sharp. But there isn't really much to note here either. Their studio drummer comes in here for the hi-hats. Plus a snare here.
So high key, this is like my favorite melody of the whole song that I wrote. It's like really high.
This
but
one
it's just
is
whole
very
section.
Nice. We have the aim in here, and then we have this nice, like, I like this thing. We have the Nullscape motif. And then we have, again, I forgot where I said it. I think it was somewhere around here. But this is essentially just the same thing. It's nothing new. It's just arrangement. We have the ARP here. And then the ending. These little like thingies that digital added definitely make it a lot more majestic, I can't lie. And then we have this thingy. It's just the same melody. Like slightly altered, so not the same melody, I'm actually just LARPing. It's also made in Synth V, it shares the same chain as the rest of the choir thingies, and then we also have a toy pluck melody playing this jig, you know, the silly. But that's it for Aerodynamics. I low-key think that this track breakdown was a little bit scuffed, so if you have any questions, you can comment them down below and I will respond. Any notes for us, Digital?
How did they let us get away with making a 9-minute song out of this?
Okay.
But yeah. We're both really happy with the song, and collaborating with Eroki is really hype. Which is why Voyager ended up getting made with so much collaboration.
Hell yeah. It has been really fun. Collabing is awesome. Anyways, that is all. Bye-bye.